Hey everyone, welcome to Harmonize Course Copy. Give everybody some moments here to make their way into the room, and we'll do some introductions and we'll get started here in just a moment. If you want to come down to the bottom, and my screen's on a 4x4, so it's somewhere like right in here. There's a chat button at the bottom of the screen. Click on that, change it from host and panelist to everyone, and you can share who you are, where you're from, and we'll get started here in just a moment.
I just realized this webinar is like all the support people. It's very exciting.
Well, it is.
This webinar brought to you by Harmonize Support.
Albany, New York. Got some ASU folks.
Oh, hi, Brett. We saw you in support just the other day. Hi, Cam.
University of Florida, West Virginia, Philly.
Hey, Geneva. Good to see you. Hey, Corey.
Ah, see Corey,
Lisa, welcome. Hey, Bailey.
North Georgia.
Donna. Oh, Virginia. Hi. I met with you yesterday. Welcome, Alicia. This is fun. I always love seeing people I know here.
I'm seeing a lot of names. Hey, Nadine, I just sent you an email today that we've seen at conferences this year, this summer as well. So a lot of people from our conferences, and some of you even got to see Andrew in the '90s tracksuit at InstructureCon. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're still having people make their way into the room, but I know this is a weird time of year. Everybody's busy with trying to get the semester started off. We'll go around, do some quick introductions, and then we'll get into the meat of the webinar. Again, my name is David Green. I'm the partner engagement manager, and you see me on a lot of the webinars and trainings. And I'll throw it over to my left, right, whichever one it is. Good,
Is it
Alex.
me? Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Alex. I'm the instructional designer here at Harmonize. I'm actually going to be pretending to be Marcus for this webinar. Marcus sends his regrets. He wanted to run this one, but he is at a conference. He told me the name of the conference, but I can't remember. But it's a cool conference in Denver. Do you know the name of the
Colt.
conference, David?
The Colt
Colts,
Conference.
the Colt
Yeah.
Conference in Denver. So I'm excited to get to talk to you about course copy. I'm going to throw the ball to Andrew.
Hey everyone, my name is Andrew Hamilton. I'm the product manager here at 42 Lines. So I work with everyone, our support team, our sales team, our developers and testers, and try and take a lot of the really good feedback that we get from you all and turn it into cool features for Harmonize.
Right. And I am Eric Brown. See a lot of familiar names here. So hello to those who I've met before and worked closely with, and hello to all the new people as well. I run support here at Harmonize. So I am the person who solves problems and shepherds you through some of those dark days when technology just isn't working the way you want it to. So feel free to always reach out to us if you have any of those questions. For this particular session, I will be hanging out in the chat and happily interrupting Alex and Andrew as they present in case you have any questions that need to be answered live. So, and if I have any information that I can share with you in chat, I'll be happy to do that as well. So feel free to get involved, ask those questions. Please feel free to interrupt us. That's what we're here for. So, you, Alex?
All right. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the current course copy process and some best practices. Some people are probably still getting stuff set up for fall, so hopefully we can give you some info that's going to be helpful to you immediately. And then the really fun part of this is that we're going to see a nice demo from Andrew of upcoming features we have that are going to make course copy even better. We're really proud of those, and we hope we'll be able to send you away with some cool stuff. Okay, so course copy, a very important part of moving from one semester to the next is getting your stuff over from one semester to the next. We are compatible with course copy in all the LMSs, and That's the cool part. The kind of tricky part right now is that it's really important right now to try to get everything you want just the way you want it in the original course before you copy to the next semester. Um, because there are not great ways to do redos. So we like to promote a philosophy of measure twice, cut once. And even with some of our new course copy features, that's still going to be the best policy because that's going to save you the most time and headaches. So wherever possible, get your course the way you want it to be and copy it over. If you're going to make a copy of that copy and you're going to immediately turn around and copy that, go into the course where you've copied it, take a look at things, open them up, make sure they look right. So basically just be careful. Our 3 rules are measure twice, cut once, don't ever duplicate, harmonize activities within a course. That's another one. That is another one. I should pause on that one. Don't duplicate, harmonize activities within a course. That's something else we're hopefully going to be working on and making better. But you want to copy between courses. That's like rule 2. And then rule 3 is if anything goes wrong, reach out to us. The more you try to if you notice something gnarly going on, sometimes you start doing things to try and fix it on your own and they might make it worse. Reach out to us and we will help you. We are here for you. Actually, we, because we're the support team, are here for you. We're support at harmonizelearning.com. And if something looks like it's going sideways, reach out to us. So I have an article to share on this. It's our course copy article, so I'll drop this in the chat too, but I'm screen sharing it as well. And basically, it's got the 3 rules, and then it kind of lays out some details of them, what we think you should check, some different warnings, and then there are some details depending on your learning management system. That things work maybe a little different in Moodle than they do in Brightspace. Canvas, oh good, David has helpfully popped up the LMS. What LMS do you use? So I don't spend 20 minutes talking about Moodle when no one uses Moodle. Canvas has something called blueprinting. And so this article lays out the details of exactly how we are and aren't compatible with all these things. In general, the main thing to know about blueprinting with Canvas is that we're compatible with the first push, but we can't do the lock sync, continuous pushing, especially once students have come in or you have come in and started viewing the new assignments in the new course. Looks like we're mostly Canvas. We've got a Blackboard user, a Brightspace user. So that we've got a section for each of you in here. I don't think there are special things to know. Blackboard, the special thing to know is that Blackboard does seem to allow you guys to duplicate LTI activities sometimes. And you should avoid doing that if possible, because it may look like it did what you wanted it to do, but it probably didn't. And then Brightspace is just your normal course copy process. The good news is, so this is great, right? Yes, we're compatible with course copy. Wonderful. And maybe you make a course copy and you realize something was wrong. You just go into the new course and change it. No big deal. But sometimes you have a really big course copy going on and you have your template course and you think you have it right and you copy it out to 20 child courses. Sometimes I talk about parent and child. You copy it out to 20 child courses and then you realize there was a typo in something and you're like, oh no, I have to go change this typo 20 times. I think this is something that happens to IDs more than instructors because they have 20 courses they're setting up. But even instructors, sometimes you have 3 sections of the same course and it's I have to go update this in each and every section. So we wanted to give you guys something that would make it easier to fix things in that case. And what we have designed is something that's going to let you go into the parent course, the original, whatever you want to call it, make changes to instructions, settings, pretty much anything in the Harmonize side. And then you will have the option, actually, if you want to, before publishing or as you publish, before you hit publish, you'll have the option to say, I want to have these settings overwrite settings in the child courses. And you'll be able to go in and select courses. They will need to be direct descendants of the course. They can be a child or a child of a child, a copy or a copy of a copy, but you will be able to push changes. Sorry, we're trying not to say push changes because this sounds a little innocuous. You will be able to overwrite settings in the child course, the grandchild course, whatever. So if you get in that situation of like, I just copied the wrong thing out to 3 courses, 5 courses, 20 courses, and I don't want to fix it 3, 5, or 20 times, you will be able to go into the original, fix it once, and select the courses where you want to overwrite those settings with your updates. Did I explain it well, Andrew, other than the part where I called it a
Yeah.
push, and we're trying not to call it a push?
It's all good. You did a really good job. So I am going to share out my screen, and I'm going to apologize because I'm going to hop off video because my setup would have me staring off in the distance. So what we're looking at right now is I've got a special course set up in Canvas, but this would technically work in any of the LMSs. And this is on our development system. So you're likely to see some things that that may not work quite right or may look a little bit funky. We're still in the middle of building all of this out, and so there may be some rough edges. As of right now, we are currently targeting pushing these 2 changes that I'm going to show out to production. We think sometime in December, or not December, September. That's our current target right now. Ultimately, it will go out once everything is working well and is well tested. So if things come up between now and then, it may be slightly delayed, but September is our best guess at the moment. So,
And
all right.
September is great because that'll be in time for like course copy for spring, but even for fixing things sooner, like if you notice, because you can be partway through the semester and notice that something went wrong with your copy.
Yes, thank you.
Andrew, is there any way you can make either zoom in or make your window smaller for those of us who are not on giant monitors?
Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can switch windows.
I have my giant monitor, but also my laptop screen. So I try to keep in mind our laptop users at home.
Is that slightly better?
A million times better. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
So I am move some stuff out of the way. Okay, so in this course, I have this graded discussion. So let's call this my template course, and I've copied my template course out to a bunch of actual live courses. When I come back into this particular discussion, I notice I've got a couple of things that I wish I could fix. So if you look at the title here, it says clarifying misleading names with variety methods. It should have been various methods. And I also know that I forgot to put in word count minimums on my milestones. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go ahead and change this typo, and I'm going to switch over to my milestones, and I'm going to go ahead and bump that minimum up to 250 words for the posts. Okay. So all of this is pretty normal. This is what you would do in any given discussion. What's going to be different is that as I get down to the bottom of the page here, any discussion that has 1 or more copies is going to show this checkbox here. And what you'll need to do is if you check this before you click the publish button, publish is going to happen normally on this discussion. So my template is going to pick up those changes right away. But after I click publish, I'm going to go to a new window. And this new window is going to give me a view of all the different copies that it is aware of. So these are not named very well, but you can see that we're currently listing out all the discussions that are a copy of the one I just updated, that are in courses that have a due date sometime out in the future and don't have any students participating yet. We also, by default, will show will show stuff with no due date. We did this to try and list out the discussions that we felt were safe to push changes to. So we don't really want to overwrite settings for stuff that's in flight. If you got students doing things, if you've got stuff that's already been due, overriding settings on those can cause some weirdness or some unexpected things that you don't maybe intend. So we don't show those by default. If you happen to know that you definitely need to push this change to some of those discussions, you are more than welcome to use these filters to bring in more courses. But in this case, I know that this is a template. I've already copied my template out to my different live courses, and I'm just trying to fix that typo and update that milestone setting. So I'm going to go ahead and check this box, and it's going to check all 10 courses in this list. And then it lets me know that there are others out here that I can select. So I can click this link here, and I can get all 11 copies all selected here. I'm going to come down to the bottom. I'm going to click overwrite settings. It's just going to let me know, hey, all of your settings are going to go. So that includes your instructions, and includes your post visibility settings, and includes your milestones. All of the settings are going to be overwritten in all of those courses that you selected. If you need to come and deselect stuff, you can click cancel. In this case, I just want to update everything. So click overwrite. And now in the background, it's going to spin, and it's going to go and basically click publish on all of those 11 discussions that I selected. And when it's all done, it'll give you a little status update here. It says, hey, everything updated just fine. Everything is good to go. If for whatever reason there is some sort of difference in one of your discussions that you selected that would make a publish a problem, we'll stop that publish on that particular discussion, and there will be a listing here that just lets you know, like, hey, we could not update this particular course, and it'll give you an option to download those results that you can go take care of that manually. But we won't ever overwrite settings on something that would cause Harmonize to be in a funky state. So I'm going to go ahead and click done. This is going to take me back out. This is my graded discussion in my template course. You can see that we picked up our typo change. And then if I wanted to go hop over to one of those child courses and go take a look at their graded discussion, I should see that not only is the typo change there, but if I go into settings and I come down, oops, there we go.
You clicked keep my draft, Andrew.
I did. So I jumped the gun a little bit, but you can see some of these things are not 100% correct. We kind of duplicated some milestones here, so we still have a few bugs to go take care of. But the gist is that anything that you selected is going to go and it's going to have those settings updated.
That is so exciting. So for anyone who's like, wait, it didn't quite work, it's because we're still working on it, which is why it isn't available to you right now. But when we will not release it until it works, but when we do release it, you will be able to update all of those settings and anything in the instructions too in any of the descendant courses.
Okay.
That was an awesome demo, Andrew. It was very exciting. As someone who has encountered support tickets where someone has set the wrong settings in like 8 harmonized discussions to 20 courses and then been like, are you kidding me? I have to update like 160 times. It's so exciting to know that folks are going to have a way to overwrite settings and fix problems with course copy and using this feature. So it's really cool.
Looks like Geneva had a good question in chat. So she had asked if you started making more than one change to say a parent discussion, and it's not until say your last change that you decide that you want to overwrite the settings on your copies, will everything go? And the answer is yes and no. So every time that choose that you want to apply settings to copies of your discussion, you're saying, I want these changes as they are right now to be applied to the copies that you selected. So if you did a bunch of work on your parent discussion where you change something and you change it back and you do something different and then you add a couple more things and then you take some stuff away, doesn't really matter how many changes that you made. It only matters when you're selecting copies, what is the current set of settings now? And that's the set that gets applied to any of the copies that you select.
That's a really good question. So it's not about like only the changes I applied in this session are going to overwrite the child courses. It's in this session, the way this item, this discussion is, when I hit publish, I want this version to go to all of the child courses that I selected. Is that accurate?
Yep. One other thing that we'll note, when I went in and was looking at my list of copies, I'm an admin in Canvas. And so as an admin, I have access to any of the courses that have a copy of that discussion. If your instructors are coming in, they may or may not be rostered as an instructor in one of those courses that has a copy. So for instance, if you have IDs that do some copying, or if you have different teams that copy from templates to live courses, if a teacher comes in and tries to use that tool, we'll only allow them to select courses where we know that they're rostered as an instructor, or if no rostering has run yet. And so basically we don't know that they're not an instructor yet. So we try and prevent any unwanted changes going down the line if it's not something that someone can get to.
So if someone needs to be, if I want to make changes in a parent and use them to overwrite settings and instructions in a child, I have to actually be an instructor in both the parent and the child. Or I have to be like an admin with enough permissions that that's going to be okay.
Correct.
That sounds right. Okay. So if I'm an instructor and I'm not, and it's saying like I don't have the permissions, can go talk to an admin or something and get help. Is probably what I would do.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And if none of that works, you could always reach out to Harmonize Support, and we'd be happy to go take a look at it for you and tell you what's going on.
Cool.
Okay. So that was sort of our first feature. The other feature that we're working on right now is version history for discussions. So you should all be familiar with when you come in and you work on settings for a given discussion. We have this idea of a draft, right? So you could work on settings for a while, and you could decide, I'm not ready to publish it yet. I could save my draft, or I want to discard these changes and go back to the previous version, or I'm ready with these and I want to publish them. If you've ever done it in discussions, on like a post or comment, you can actually go and look at that version history and see what changed, or what were the different versions of your post over time. But we haven't really offered that as part of settings for discussion. Given that there's been a request from different people, but also with the ability to overwrite settings across multiple courses, you may come across an instance where you selected a course that you didn't mean to change, and you'd like to go back to a previous version. So you can go to any discussion, and up in this top right, there will be a little menu now. And when you click on that, there will be an option for version history. And this is going to pop up a table that will let you know, like, hey, this particular discussion has been published 10 times. Version 10 is your most recent version. And you can see I've been making a lot of updates to this particular discussion. but you can go back to any of those previously published versions. You can select one. It will let you know that what's about to happen is it's going to take all the settings from that version and it's going to apply it as a new draft for you to go and review. And so when I click this button, again, some stuff to go get cleaned up, but it'll let you know like, hey, version 5 is what we're looking at right here. So you can see that my title here changed to something slightly different. If I go back into some of the other settings, in my word count goes back down to 0. It's taking the settings that you had in that version. It's letting you look through all the different tabs. You're free to make any changes. So if you wanted to go back to a particular version but tweak something slightly, you can. If this is not the version you were looking for, you can always come back up here and you can select version history again, and you can try a different version, and you can go to that version, or you can come down to the bottom and you can say, forget all of this. I'm just going to discard this and go back to where I was before. But this will probably be helpful if you have people that more than one person that has access to a course. Maybe someone pushed out a change that you weren't expecting. So when you come into version history, you would not just see your face and your name, you would see different people here listed as people who have published versions here, and so it'd be easier to pick out which one you want to go to. But that'll be both of those features are planned to go out with the next release. So the ability to overwrite settings in copies of discussions and then be able to look up the version history in discussions. And I guess one thing I forgot to note, we keep saying discussions, and that's not a general term. It really is just discussions with this release. Both of these features are decently complicated, and so we have focused on just trying to get both of them working well for discussions in this particular release. And then later on, we will go back and start applying the same features to other resources like social reading and peer review and individual assignments and polls and stuff like that.
That sounds amazing. Does anyone have questions about these features, either the version history or the course copy? This looks really cool and is really exciting.
Do we want to get an even further out future look? We've got something else cooking on the side as well. So we definitely don't have a date on this next one because it's further out, other than to say we think it'll come out sometime during the fall semester. But these first two features focus on, hey, I have already copied this course from A to B, and I need to make a change in A so I can get it back to B. There are going to be times where you're setting up a new course and you would really like to be able to set up your unique set of milestone settings or visibility settings or something, and not have to do that for every single discussion that you have in your course. Or you might have the situation of, hey, I thought I did the right thing with my course copy, but when I come and look at this assignment, it doesn't have the settings that I'm expecting. I was expecting to have it look like this assignment, but it looks like something else. What can I do? How can I go fix this? So what we'll be adding further down the line is an option that when you are in your course, you're going to add new content to your course. You'll see this menu, like a lot of people should be familiar with. And when you go to pick something, say discussion here, you're going to get a couple of options. The default option is still going to be create new, and that's going to do the thing that you expect it to. It's going to create a brand new blank discussion. But there will be an option here that says, I would actually like to duplicate an existing discussion. And when we
Andrew,
click,
I'm going to
yes,
hop in 1 second to say there was a technical issue with a training someone else is running, and I'm going to have to go step in to take over their training. Do you guys think you can wrap up the webinar on your own? Do you feel confident and happy to answer questions and land the plane?
it should not be a problem.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, everyone. It was great to see you all. I leave you in Andrew and Eric and David's very competent hands.
All right, so I'm gonna go back. So if you're here and you know that you want to make a copy of a particular item, you can say I want to duplicate existing. And this is going to default to the discussions that are currently in your course. If you're curious about which one it might be, you can click on these and it will open up that particular discussion in a new window, so you can go verify that that's the one that I'm talking about. If you need to pick something from a different course, you can always look at other courses that you're teaching. So other courses that you have access to will be in this list. You can select them, or you can search for them by name. And if you need to go to something from a past semester, you can just check this box here and you'll get a much longer list of courses to pick from. But at the end of the day, what you're going to do is, once you've found the discussion that you would like to copy settings from, you would click this duplicate this discussion or duplicate this peer review or whatever it is that is there. And rather than setting you up with a blank discussion, it is going to still create a new discussion, but it's going to go ahead and pre-apply all of the settings from that discussion. So you won't have to go through the wizard. When you open it up in your course, it will just drop you straight into the discussion with all the settings already applied. And we've tried to use the language of duplicate settings because this is not the same as course copy. There is no relationship between this new discussion that you just made and the one that you selected to duplicate settings from. It's just a starting point. So in other words, you can't go back and keep pushing changes down to this discussion if you want to. But this particular feature should allow you to get around any hiccups that you might have encountered in course copy, where you thought you copied A to B, but wires got crossed somewhere along the line, and the discussion or the peer review or the social reading you're looking at just doesn't look right. You can delete the bad copy out of your course, and then you can make a new one, but start with a different set of settings as your beginning point. All right. I know that was a lot. Are there any questions out there either about course copy now or course copy in the future when these particular settings come out? Back on video. Seems to be pretty quiet in the chat. Hopefully we didn't put everyone to sleep.
Seeing anything in the chat, but we still have a little bit of time. Oh, there's one. Neva asked, when duplicating settings as a Canvas admin, can we pull from faculty settings?
So, Geneva, is that you are you just asking, can I go to just about any course in Canvas and select stuff? If so, the answer is yes. As an admin, kind of the same as with the overwrite settings, we'll let you we'll let you access just about any course that we're aware of in Canvas that has some harmonized content in it. So you could go and do a search for the particular course that you want, select it, and then pull settings from there. Good question.
Any other questions? Not seeing anything at the moment, so I will talk really slowly in case someone is still typing. But thank you for joining us today. I know this is a tough time of year, so thank you for coming with us to learn a little bit more about Harmonize and about the cool things that we're doing with course copy. We will definitely let you know when these things are being closer to being released, and we'll be happy to share out those release notes and answer any questions that you have. Earlier in the chat, I believe Alex put our support address in, so it's support@harmonizelearning.com. Please feel free to use that email, send us any questions that you have, or even if you have any ideas. I love having conversations with people who like Harmonize, but wished it worked just a little differently. We love hearing that kind of thing too. So any kind of feedback that you have, any kind of questions, we love having those conversations. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah.
For
So
now,
Eric,
good.
yeah, I was going to say, how many people are signed up for our release notes?
Good question.
I'm going to drop our, I'm going to go drop our release notes link if I can get it right. There we go. I'm going to go put our release notes sign up link in chat here. That looks better. So that is our release
Perfect.
notes. If you haven't already, sign up for that. As our releases come up, we usually put a quick bulleted list of things that are changing, along with some backstory and guides to explain how the new features work. If you are someone who really needs to know about things way ahead of time, we've recently started adding a pre-release notes list as well. I don't have that link handy, but if you reach out to Harmonize Support, we'd be happy to hook you up with the pre-release notes. So. But our release notes are really pretty good. It's usually what we send people to.
Okay. Thank you for doing that. And as David mentioned, he'll be sending out the recording for this tomorrow for everyone to review, so you'll have that as well. But now, thank you everyone for joining us. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye now.